13.
Tribes that what? And it's written on the chart are the lost tribes of Israel. I proved it. The land Negro. But a curse happened to the 10 tribes. And this is why when you look on our sign that we have sometimes, they don't look exactly Negroid like us. Why? The chapter and verse first. 2nd Ezra 13 and 39. Read it, Elder Lawyer.
2nd Ezra chapter 13.
Don't forget Maccabees now. Hold that because we're going to hit that.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse number 39.
So what happened to the 10 multitude?
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of the land or out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So Salmanassar led away captive what?
The 10 tribes.
The 10 tribes that were living in the northern kingdom.
Carried them over the waters.
Over the waters.
And
other land. Read.
Verse 41. But they multitude of the heathen.
Come on.
And go into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Went into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Keep in mind, folks, en masse. After Atlantis, or the capital of the Nephilim, went further west, and it became what? A hidden land. The Most High moved that wickedness. That's what we call the Americas today, and what they call in certain circles the lost land of Atlantis.
42. That they might keep their stand.
They never kept in their own land. Read.
Verse 43. So, of Assyria,
great
among
point.
In their own land.
Because disobeying led to expulsion.
Exactly. That's right.
We're going to try to do this and set up the commandments and the laws and statutes over in the new land. You see that? And that's why you can find Hebrew in Ohio, in ancient Phoenician Hebrew too. In Ohio and all that, in different areas till this day. And even Puerto of ancient Hebrew tablets, right? So that they can see it. They can, that's right, pre-flood temple, like in Mexico and others. And you had men go in there and begin to read some of the divinations and wickedness that was pre-flood, and they began sacrificing over here in the Americas. And that's when the Most High said, well, okay, the eagle flieth. World to chastise these tribes who came over to first serve me, but began to disobey all over again. But something happened.
They entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river, flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Go ahead.
And the same region is
now, hold that And let's go to Hosea 7 and 8. So once the 10, right?
Hosea chapter 7, verse number 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people.
Now Ephraim was what? The leader or the king of the northern kingdom of Samaria. After they were taken out of the land, as a curse, as was written, they will be scattered amongst the other nations and begin to serve other gods. Right? And through this, and to mix, read.
Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people.
Speaking of Ephraim over the 10 tribes, they were being raped or intermarried. For by the time Judah, Benjamin, and Levi would run into them, they would be of lighter hue. Like some of the nations that have ravished them, according to the curse. See? That's why Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are predominantly the races that the tribes Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because we stayed intact. We were there during the Roman Empire, and we eventually ran into Africa. So when we met them over here, by the time we seen them here, they looked like an entirely different race. Looked like Gentiles to us. See? Read. A cake nocturne. Light on the other. Read.
Strangers have devoured his strength.
Strangers, Gentiles, have devoured his strength.
And he knoweth it not.
And he don't even realize it. They don't even realize that they're the children of Israel. The 10 tribes. But the Most High would one day, what? Awaken Judah to bring them back to the fold. Now, because of time, I'm about to jump into some of this history. You have the 10 tribes scattered without hope. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi is still intact. Eventually, the kingdom or the kingship falls. And after the Babylonian Syrian Empire, then you would have the Persian Medo Empire. And then you got it. The Greeks and Romans. They took the black Jews away. Let's now focus on the Jews. Under the Greeks, there arose one by the name of Antiochus. Between the Grecian Empire and the Roman Empire. Here's a bust of an Edomite by the name of Antiochus Epiphanes. Now, the reason we're going into him is because every place the Israelites are, I would call the government Antiochus. That means if we're conquered, they would use the same rules of Antiochus Epiphanes to keep the children of Israel. Now, breaks down the Gentile same rules. Now, Atlantis, or the capital of the Nephilim, went to Maccabees. It breaks down against Judah, Benjamin, and Levi to keep us from ever awakening. Because once we begin to come to the light, we'll begin to awaken our other brothers who were scattered. So they had to put a religious mechanism in. Now, just Epiphanies set up. And I'm going to go over these through bullet points. Mm-hmm. Right? Tell me if you agree with this. We're in what? 2nd Maccabees, the 6th chapter.
Second Maccabees chapter 6. If you don't mind, can we start in First Maccabees 1? And jump over to First Maccabees 6.
Come on.
First Maccabees 1 verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
It's speaking out of the Greeks.
Son of Antiochus, king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Jumping down to verse 41.
Now, of course, we taught this in the academy last week. Who's Edom?
Mm-hmm.
Who is in Zepho? Took the throne of in power. The Edomites were ruling in Rome years. I'm talking about they were already, you got it, in Rome and set up a throne. You can read that in the book of Jasher. Grandson, Zepho. Go on.
Verse 41. Kingdom, that all should be one
to Rome. That we should all be one people. No more separating according to what God you worship. You understand? Or what nation you're aligned with. People, read.
And everyone should leave his laws.
And every race of people, regardless of their laws,
and of the king.
All the heathens agree to denounce their own traditions to make a new. All races under one understanding. Let's get back to the Tower of Babel. It's called Hellenism. Exactly. So he set it up where the Gentiles would and walk in a new world. Sounds familiar? Sounds like the world we live in.
Verse 43. Yea. Religion.
So Israelites, Israel announced the laws given to us through Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
Here's the bullet points. Unto idols.
Hold up. Number one.
And
hold up now. Make sure that they sacrifice to holy days that are set up under Babylon. Easter. All of that is a sacrifice unto idols. And then we must agree all together to profane the Sabbath day of the Lord. When God said, remember the Sabbath? Come on.
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
So now they're pressuring our people to follow the strange. You're going to find this is a time in which the Gentiles began to heavily push.
Sabbath is Saturday. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Not Sunday. Sunday is satanic and Babylonian sun god worship of Satan / Nimrod / Talmud. They lie on Christ, they lie about King James, they lie about all that shit. They're teaching you satanic false doctrines in Christianity in all religions. It means my Most High's real name, Exodus 3:13 through 14. Yes, they're separate. Everything they touch in Christianity are lies. Everything. The Most High's real name is English. You give that to Moses. And saying there's many names. That's the only name. Most High, the Creator, Higher, the Father, on the throne. Then the wisdom, Holy Spirit. Wisdom, Holy Spirit. They lie on Christ and lie about everything else. The false is which was prophesied in Wisdom of Solomon 14, putting up the post second son of the Pope of Rome, Alexander. Leonardo da Vinci trying to make him, paint him and all that shit, right? Bible talks about that too, the artist. Homo, criminal, Roman, right? Jewish people. They call people called Jewish nowadays. Back then he was Roman, right? The false name that came with that image is Jesus. Jesus goes, first of all, that's Greek. We're not Greeks, we're Hebrews. Then Jesus goes into Zeus. Alive. That's a modern letter. So, and they allow in King James as well. So, people gotta wake up. White man didn't even exist until Esau. The Hebrews, Israelites, prophets were all black. And they only started dealing with Gentiles, other nations, when Peter and Paul came in. So, was a Roman, an Edomite from Esau. Like, Jewish people are Romans from Esau. It's not through your mother, it's not through a conversion, through a religion. It's through your fathers, it's through genetic. The 12 tribes of Israel, through the seed, right? The Bible tells you that. Through the father, through the seed, the bloodline. Not through no religion, no conversion. You got people like Herod. Christ said, I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews, but are not, but a synagogue of Satan. You got people like Herod, right? Trying to kill Christ as a baby and all that. But he was being called a Jew because he converted to a religion. Right? So that's why Christ said, I know the blasphemy. And he was a Pharisee and scribe, too. I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews, but are not, but a synagogue of Satan. Revelation 2:9, 3:9, 8, John 8:44. Right? Rebecca, 2 nations are a womb, Jacob. 1 John 4:1. To see if the Spirit is of God, you must confess that Christ came in the flesh. If you didn't, you know what I'm saying? So, and nation, race, Israelites are a race. So, and all that. So, yeah. Deuteronomy 20:68, slave ships to America be sold to men because we broke the laws. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go with that. So, we're not African. We're from the Middle East. Ham, Shem, and Japheth, those 3 sons of the ark. Ham got Africa. The Bible is literally the dark races, but not the Negroes, right? Ham got the Middle East. Then Japheth got Asia Minor or Europe. Esau, same thing. Ishmael, which is the father of Arab, Iran, he inherited the Middle East and stuff when we was kicked out, the Saudi Arabians or whatever, right? Then you got Ham with Africa in 70 AD from Roman persecution when they destroyed the Romans, the Jewish people, their forefathers destroyed Christ. Well, Christ, they have the Star of Satan as their flag, Molech sacrifice, Satanic sacrifice, child sacrifice. Tells you it's Satan's star, right? Baal and all that shit, so people gotta wake up. Wailing Wall, the wall, they lie on that, and it's not the Star of David either, it's Star of Moloch. Built that around idols. These statues are idols, they're not artwork, they're satanic. The Bible tells you. And in the Romans, use those walls. All these religions and holidays are from Babylon, Tower of Babel, with Satan. Holidays. Yeah, get baptized. Gotta read the Bible. The Apocrypha is part of the Bible. They lied. They lied on King James too. You need the King James verses. So it's simple.
Sunday worship, like it was in ancient Babylon. All quiet on Sunday, but profane the Sabbath of the Lord.
It had a specific, profound effect on our nation.
But it had the greatest impact, the greatest negative impact against us. And
Christ said, "Don't shall we continue in sin because grace be abound? God forbid." Even after Christ resurrected and all that, and these satanic Christians, deceived Christians, delusional Christians, there's free grace. In the same island, he saw Christ, dark skin, beast, and all that. Microchip, FRID chip, or all that control you through frequencies and shit. Microchip, some technology that goes in your body and shit. The mark of the beast. Cashless society. And people who don't get the mark, Satan will know who's the elect and they'll kill them. So, either you get the mark or you die. Do you get the mark and join Satan, or do you die and go to heaven? So you better wake up. Coming to America too, by the way. Nuclear stuff. You know what happens? The Bible, you know what? Spiritually in Egypt. And those places were all destroyed by the Most High in the past. Things change, bro. Stop sinning on purpose and shit. Learn the truth. Christ is the truth. Again, Christ. Ahaya. And they are separate. That's the Godhead. Holy Spirit, feminine wisdom. That's the Godhead, not the Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity is Babylonian satanic. Christ is not God. Virgin birth didn't have it. All dark skin, right? Not African, right? It's not hard. Then you had Romans, white people, Esau, Edomites, convert to a religion to become Jews. They'll say they're Jews, but they're literally not. Christ said this. I know them who say they are Jews but are not, but it's the synagogue of Satan. Christians, Jewish people, they're all Edomites. They're all Romans. The higher powers in America, the government in America, Romans. Your nation or your genetics through where you were born at. It's your genetics. Your nation is not where you're born at. It's your genetics. Right? So, the Bible's true. It's proven to be true. Archaeologically, geographically, historically, all been proven. You'll go there and it's still that places, so you can go there. Figure out the real places on the earth where it's really at, the real names, because they try to lie. The Bible tells you it's Esau's in the world and Jacob the world that follow. Right now, Satan's in power. Esau, Romans, they're the top 1%. They own everything. Healthcare, educational, governments, politics, Hollywood, music. And they're Satanists, right? College side, they're destroying us mentally, physically, and spiritually. So people gotta wake up and follow the Bible.
Proves, like I think Gaja pulled out. They're teaching in the Seventh-day Adventists. It proved that that's that the so-called Sunday law was instituted during Antioch.
It was illegal to keep the Sabbath.
It was illegal to keep the Sabbath during Antiochus Epiphanes' time. Come on.
festival days.
So also that they should not only just profane the Sabbath, but also that our people should do what?
Profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
No more festival days for the Hebrew Israelites. You ought to follow our pagan days. You could profane the Sabbath and celebrate Christmas and Easter. And totally denounce and disrespect the holy days as written in the same Bible you claim to uphold.
Commanded by
Read.
the Most High in the
26,
Bible.
and
The Most
pollute
High in
the
the Bible.
sanctuary and groves and chapels of idols.
Catholic Church. When the Catholic Church, look at what they did to our people in Africa. Turned the Israelites who were scattered throughout the earth into idolaters. In the name of Christ, in the name of Jesus.
And that's the difference. At this time, we knew what it was.
We knew what it was back then.
Right.
And chose it.
Exactly. So now the dangerous thing is that this same concept is being taught under the guise of Christ. This is what Christ
Exactly.
desires.
They're teaching Antiochus
Pagan.
Epiphanes.
The top 1% governments.
Of Antiochus Epiphanes. That wicked
Temples of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
and they unclean beast. So who would teach you it's okay to eat swine and unclean and pray? Antiochus Epiphanes. Huh? Because when it talks about your daily sacrifice being taken away, the sacrifices are the clean meats that were given to the Israelites to eat. That's the whole reason. Don't touch it. It's not for the righteous, the chosen. Because if you eat the animals which eats the sicknesses out of the earth, eventually, okay? Come on.
Verse 48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make
Hold on. Break the law of Abraham. Uncircumcised. Read.
and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Hold up. Make them what?
Make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness.
Hold up. So by them doing what? Profaning the Sabbath. Worship the holy days of the Gentiles. Sacrifice the idols. Soul. For trading the earth with rotten souls. Yes, it would have a profound effect. There would be now the example of disobedience in the earth. Go ahead.
Before,
Go
verse
on.
49. This is the purpose of all this. To the end
To the end. Now, here was the Antiochus' purpose.
that they
God's law
and change all the ordinances.
and change all the ordinances that was given to us. We fell by disobedience. These tenets in our religion under the Gentiles. We believe we're doing right by celebrating Christmas, Easter. Defiant of the God who made against our God that was forced on our people. They're teaching you you're wrong if you seek to follow God's law.
Mm-hmm.
You see the trick? You see how unrighteousness and now have our people defending it, upholding it? Why? Because it tells us in Hosea 4:6, if you knew what you were doing, you would walk away, you would put it down. Go on.
Yep. It says here, verse 50, I'm going to read verses 50 through 51, and I'm going to jump down to verse 61.
Come on.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king.
Now, whoever defied this commandment, this religious order,
he said he should die.
Kill those who would uphold the righteous laws of God. Now we see why Christ was killed by the Romans, folks. They're lying to you about Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Christ didn't do away with it. They killed him because he was a threat to the Gentile statutes and their laws that did what? That would rival God's law. Understand? Come on. Come on.
Commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice officers or ministers to ensure that this went forward. Key verse here says here, verse 61, see, if they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised, and they hanged the infants about their necks.
So they started killing the children and women for enforcement.
About their necks. Does that sound familiar?
Hanging them about their necks. Same thing they did to us. World in America.
Mm-hmm.
Same. Now this happened, what we're reading, folks, happened, what, 100 and some odd years before Christ was born.
Mm-hmm.
The total defiance. Because this would be what? This would be a constant way in the future of keeping the children of Israel under their power.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a religious belief here. They would have to institute this within the religious income. Just to break the laws within these religions. Islam, as well as Christianity, as well as Eastern religions. Put on some music and you know, and put on some rain and have some rain play behind it. Let me tell you, folks, anytime you see an idol, you should see a demon. That's a gate, a vortex. Okay? I wanted to put that out there. They the heathen ways and denounce the Sabbath. Which you're civil with everyone else. You're following God's commandments. His Passover in remembrance of him. You're following the Passover also in remembrance of our God saving us. Still commit adultery and do no wickedness. You're supposed to love your neighbor as thyself. What's wrong with a law like that? And why would the church? You'd be like, no, you're lying. Then well, accept the Sabbath. Why, Pastor? Why all the laws except the Sabbath? Because Antiochus Epiphanes, the Gentiles, told you not to keep it. Or they'll lie. Oh no, well, I teach, I serve God. Lying to yourself.
So
worship God every day.
But that didn't, you know, make the Sabbath.
Exactly. They didn't change what the Sabbath is.
Exactly.
This is what I was gonna add before. Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual. Not to break the laws, right? Something happens within the spirit, and that's the aim.
Yes.
The aim is
Because these, you have to realize, in the Greeks and Romans, the formula destroy the soul of an Israelite. These tenets that when we set up a religious institution, them with days and denounce their holy days, because not just what it'll do on the surface, it's what it'll do to their inward souls. It turns them dark. Because of their disobedience, the residual effects of the disobedience is they will become, they will no longer value family, children, women. They'll become dishonorable. Because why? If you're that way towards your God, what's to stop you from being even more erect? Formula that affects our people a certain type of way. It doesn't affect the Gentiles like that because they weren't given the law. But it turns our souls dark. It turns us. Because anytime you can make an excuse not to do what God say, what is to stop you from doing anything?
Right.
Like what type of
what restraints do you have now?
And my responsibility to my fellow man, just disobey God and break his oath. What type of agreement?
Love darkness rather than light. And obviously light is Christ and the Most High. That, so they're rather darkness than light and all that. So hey bro, you gotta repent. You gotta stop sinning, bro. Sin, just like you said, it makes you dark, it makes you satanic, gets you possessed by demons and shit. Stop sinning. It's not hard. Thinking dietary. Right. A sinner, he's doing.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
And just
And Satan is the world. The world. Religions, holidays, the government, the world.
made the Septuagint,
Right.
studying the people,
Right.
saying that, oh well, the Greeks need to know the laws, you know, the Greeks, Hellenists cared about that. It was a way to find out how can we get these people.
How I deal with these Gentiles now. When they say, well, listen, the law is done away with. No position to tell me what our law is. The law wasn't given to you.
So how you gonna still away with?
So who gives you the authority to tell us something that your people had nothing to do with?
Yep.
Should I listen to you?
That's Israel. That's what made them a nation. That's what made them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because Satan is lawless. Alright? Lawlessness is sin. So, Satan's world.
Following your religion actually rottens my soul. Okay? Following what you're doing is actually deteriorating me. So I have nothing to, listen, you can say the law's done away with because it wasn't given to you, but it affects our people.
When the Israelites got laws, when they actually break them, and this is only to Israelites, the true bloodline genetic Israelites, not Romans in Israel today, not those white Romans, those damn Romans, right? The Jewish people are Romans from Esau, they're not Israelites. When the real Israelites break the laws, they're actually under curses. All in Deuteronomy. Read Deuteronomy and tell me who they are. And you'll realize it ain't no damn Jewish people. It ain't no Arabs. It's not Chinese. It's black people. It's not African. It's black people. We ran land given to him off the ark with Noah. So Shem, Noah's three sons of the ark, Shem. Shem got the Middle East, Ham got Africa, Japheth got Europe. We're from Shem. And Shem came Abraham, then obviously Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Jacob stole son of Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel. So we're not no Africans, all right? Africans, Libyans, Ethiopians, Canaanites, and Egyptians. We're obviously not from that. So, yeah.
In the ghetto. Be telling the law is done away with. You think these are the people you should be telling that to? You hear now it gives us, it identifies in history, biblical history, this guy exists. The actual, I would call, architect of the doctrine that would keep our people in perpetual servitude under Gentiles. Mm-hmm. That's the architect right there, Antiochus. Where make sure these particular people profane the Sabbath, and they set up
or statues. They'll say it's a statue, they'll say it's art or whatever. It's idol. They're idols. And most of them are idols to gods, which people call aliens. People call they're fallen angels. Greek gods, Egyptian gods, those are fallen angels and demons. Alright, they're not aliens either. They're not Anunnaki or aliens. They're just fallen angels. UFOs are in the Bible. There's Satan's chariots and the Most High's chariots, right? Orbs of light, the orbs of light, the orbs, Most High's. Then you got the crafts, because Satan is relegated to this physical plane, this world. Material, physical material of the earth and the people. Use the people, the governments and shit. Prince of Tyrus was possessed by Satan. That king of Tyrus, that man, was possessed by Satan, right? And was it Obadiah or some shit? It talks about that. Then yeah, these metal crafts with the triangles, and obviously when you see a triangle. Pyramids. But yeah, the actual physical crafts, like these crafts, these machines that be flying and shit. The government works with fallen angels and demons. Like, they control the world, right? Like, you telling me a celestial is under, like, angels are above men, and they're immortal and all that shit. And to get knowledge and all that and power, they sacrifice people, kids, and all that. So that's what they do, to do demonic rituals. They communicate with these demons. So and they do be stopping like nukes. They be doing all kinds of stuff. Stop what the satanic government is planning or something, right? But yeah, that's the difference between the Most High chariots and like the Satan's. Like, Most High chariots is like a light. Really make out like actual craft. It's like a light, blinking red light or something. Satan chariots, you can easily tell it's some type of craft, obviously, right? Dialect or something. The government be doing tragedies and trying to blame it on something like aliens or something when it's really the government, right? A cartel or something is the government. Like, a lot of these things, like the news, media, all lies. Like, most bad shit that be happening is because of the government. It's not because of the people. Like, I'm telling you. So people gotta wake up to all that shit too. Like, bro. Alright.
Let's follow to their holy days. And if people decide to come together and not do so, even we as a people or rulers have no more power over these people. Because it wasn't given to you, but it affects our people. Have you seen the ghetto? Do you think these are people you should be telling the law is done away with? You think these are the people personifies in history, biblical history, this guy exists. And that's the architect right there. Sacrifices of idols. Make sure these particular people profane the Sabbath.
Sacrifice of idols, these statues. Damn Jesus, Caesar Borgia statues, all that shit. Statue of Liberty. Profane the... That's not the Sabbath.
They must follow our sacrifice holy days to.
Yep, you gotta follow the holy days. I mean, you gotta follow the holidays. Christmas, Easter, and all that. Which is all satanic. Instead of the holy days in the Bible. Pentecost, Purim, Feast of Dedications, Feast of Trumpets, Tabernacles. Holy days. Do Satan's holidays, right?
Moloch, opposed to their.
Sunday, by the way, so you can love that Sunday shit. When
people decide to come together and not do so, eventually we have to plan on getting rid of them altogether.
systematic genocide of God's people in America and in the earth.
Because we as a people or rulers have no more power over these people. The 10 tribes would take. The Assyrians took them.
What the hell?
And it's written of in the Apocrypha, prove that the Indian tribes on the chart are the lost tribes of Israel. I proved it. It cannot get disputed. They left the land Negro.
I'm about to end it there. Going to.
Greeks need to know the laws, you know.
I didn't even see this guy. I don't believe in the Most High yet. I know he's real. It's been proven. You gotta get out of religion. You gotta get out of this belief stuff. Alright? Is this guy still in here? That's me in there, right? It's facts. It's history. It's truth. I do the research. I know the truth. Like, it's not some belief. It's actually facts in history that you can look up and do the research on. Alright? Out of Egypt. Okay, let me look up, okay, Mount Sinai, the laws. There. The Most High came down, burnt the top of the hill, is still there. The one mountain that's burnt, the 12 pillars still there. The Israelites, kingdom from Egypt because Moses was gone for 40 days and 40 nights with getting the laws and they thought he died or something. So, and there's nothing on this and they program you to be satanic. So they put up there's remnants of that over there. And what else? Chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea. Documented Egyptian history showing that Hebrews were there with fringes and the rock Moses smited in half, clean where it's supposed to be at, cut in half. Mount Ararat or Sariat or whatever the hell. I mean, it's not rocket science. Yeah, I didn't see, or I'm like playing the game, so I did not see these comments.